This video is meant specially for all those of you who, in spite of your interest, in spite of your ideas, in spite of passion and desire to do something, are unable to speak out, express, or do what you want to. Yes, I'm talking about self-confidence. There are many amongst us, irrespective of age, whether you're a teenager, youth, or even adult, who, in spite of clear, good, positive ideas and talents that you want to express, are unable to do so because of hesitation, nervousness, and feeling low confidence that whether I'll be able to do that or not, or whether it will be approved or not, accepted or not. Let us understand what are the ways to fight this lack of self-confidence. Let us understand some do's and don'ts of building self-confidence. Let's start with the do's. First of all, it's important to be self-aware. Yes, the first step is self-awareness. You would have heard about SWOT analysis, knowing your strengths and weaknesses. But you talk to any person with low confidence, they would have list of, things that they are not good at, their weaknesses. They would have a long list for that. But the moment you mention, okay, what are your strengths? What are you good at? And the general sweeping statement would be, not really anything, I can't think of much. And then you go on questioning, all right, so what do you get compliments for? And then they'll come about, yes, my friends tell me so-and-so things about me, my family compliments me about that. And then you understand and collect the list of qualities, strengths that the person has. So I would suggest all those who are watching this video and want to build their self-confidence, start with being aware of the qualities that you have. Yes, I particularly believe that none of us is, junk. God, creation, nature, divinity, whatever name you want to give, it does not create junk. Each one of us has our own qualities. So be mindful, be aware. Otherwise, find out. If you can't think, find out from your family, from your friends, that what is it that you admire in me. And you'll have a list of things that you're good at, the qualities, whether they are personal or their skills or whatever. So be aware. Then, second most important thing to be mindful of is recognize your passion. Each one of us has our own interests. Now what happens that many of us are not able to follow what we are interested in, largely due to lack of time or lack of resources, or because that's not close to our career or our family disapproves of it. So if you are unable to follow your passion as a career, that's understandable, but at least have it part of your life. Whether it's part of your hobby or your holiday time or your favorite pastime during vacation, whatever. But your passion must be part of your life. So if you're following that, slowly you'll build more confidence because there's more joy, there's some meaning, there's more purpose in whatever you're doing. So be aware about your passion, number one, and follow it one way or the other. The other very common thing that you'd find, and I've seen in people with low self-confidence, is what they say about themselves. So often those who are not confident would say low statements, critical statements, or showing things or saying things which imply that they are worthless. And that's what they tell themselves. For instance, if you're walking around in your neighborhood and you see someone you know, and somehow they don't acknowledge your presence and just pass by, a person with low confidence would certainly have thoughts like, okay, I'm not worthy, people just ignore me, nobody thinks I'm worth saying a hi or hello, and you feel embarrassed and ashamed or hesitant or more, bad about yourself. So that's a typical self-talk. However, on the other hand, somebody with confidence, if they face the same situation, chances are they would think like, Perhaps they were in their other, mindset, in their own thoughts, or would, instead of feeling anything else, would just be loud and clear and shout out a hello. So that's the difference. What happens when we say things that are of low value, that are negative, that are critical about ourselves, then we are certainly going to feel bad, and once we feel bad about ourselves, that is going to show on our behavior. Remember, thoughts, feelings and behavior are all related. It is a cycle. So be very mindful about what you are saying to yourself about yourself. The commentary that is going on in our heads all the time. So speak nice about yourself, especially to yourself. Be very careful about it. Then another common thing that people with confidence, people who do well, do is say affirmations, say positive statements about themselves. For instance, everybody is camera shy. Even when you interview those who are like, who have this as a profession and every day they're facing cameras or doing interviews, even they have to go through rehearsal. Even they have to take a breath before coming in front of the camera and tell themselves that I'm going to speak this, I'm going to say that with confidence, with surety, etc. So one has to say positive statements to yourself. Affirm that I am confident about this particular task, whatever your agenda is, whatever you want to do. So that affirmation, that self-talk has a value. And one more important, do visualize whatever you want to achieve. Suppose you've got to go give a speech tomorrow, or suppose you've got to have a interview tomorrow, or any class tomorrow. Just visualize that scene. Even if this is the first time you're going there, just visualize how it would be. If you're on stage, there'll be audience, you're on the other side, there are many people looking at you, and imagine that you are speaking your part, you're saying what you've got to say in a flow, with confidence and with joy. Just visualize the pleasure you will be having, the joy you would be having in doing that particular activity. So visualization is a type of mental rehearsal, and this helps in doing tasks well. And remember, it is just a matter of time. Once you begin to do well, it will then sort of bring you back some confidence, and that confidence would lead you to another success, and that success would lead you to greater self-confidence. So there are ways that you can train your mind and begin to feel good about yourself and do well. Two things that I would like you to avoid doing if you want to improve your self-confidence. First of all is, do not criticize yourself. It somehow becomes our habit to say bad. If you have nothing good, somebody said, I think that was Andrew Matthews, one of my favorite author. He said, if you have nothing good to say about yourself, keep your mouth shut. So please remember that whatever you're saying, whenever you're talking, discussing your personality, your nature, your skills, anything else, conversation with family, neighborhood, friends, office colleagues, whoever, avoid saying negative statements about yourself. And last but not the least, a very important thing is never compare. Always we feel low, and most of the time we feel low when we are comparing ourselves, whether comparing our looks, whether comparing our achievements, whether comparing our success stories, whether comparing our qualification, education, any part of us. When we are comparing with others, then chances are we are going to feel low. Why? Because comparison is basically an insult. Remember, each one of us is unique, and we need to appreciate our own uniqueness and enjoy our own uniqueness. We need not be like others. This is not a race. This is not a competition. This is life, and let us enjoy what we have and decide for ourselves how we want to progress and move on in life, do whatever we want to. So never ever compare yourself to other people. If you've got to compare, compare with your own self. Like, this is my goal, this is my target, last month I was here, am I progressing in that or not? That makes little sense, but never with other people. I would request all of you to please try these tips, these simple measures, in order to see whether what effect it has on your confidence. And also a genuine request, a sincere request, that whatever you try, whatever you feel, whatever your agreements and disagreements, approval and disapproval, comments and suggestions on these points that I've just mentioned are, please put it in the comment section. Please let me know how it goes. And also, if you have more ideas, more questions, more topics that you would like videos to come up, I'll be so glad to hear from you. At the same time, if after sincerely trying these steps, you feel that you're feeling, worse instead of better, and this lack of confidence is sort of making you withdraw or go into your shell or not helping you to move forward in life, please understand there can be possibility of deeper self-esteem issues, and those issues can be easily processed, sorted, and dealt with through psychotherapy. So kindly be mindful about what are challenges you're facing. I think most of you would be able to, if follow these tips, would be able to feel the difference. However, if things are not working well, remember, help is available. So please, it's always wise to go to the professional in time. What do they say? A stitch in time saves nine. So take care of yourself. You're very special. Remember that. And this life is for joy, for living. So that's possible when we have confidence in ourselves. Take care. Goodbye.